Good morning, guys.
Good morning.
Good morning, Miss.
Good morning, Diego.
Miss.
How are you today, Diego?
I'm fine. I feel cold. Frío, no sé.
I feel cold. Yes.
Yes.
It's very cold. Yes, I am also drinking tea, and I took a few more minutes because I was making my tea. I like to drink tea and milk. I really like it. Okay, so I am waiting for more students to connect today. No more students are connecting today. Okay, I have everything ready. I left this ready yesterday. Today, this is our last formal class this semester, because after that we will have the final evaluations. So today we're going to check homework, and then we're going to see the topic of anecdotes, yes, and telling stories. So the homework for today is pages 32 and 33. Past continuous, yes? When you tell anecdotes, yes?
And on Monday we have an oral presentation.
Yes. Unit 6 and then the final written exam.
And what is it going to be about?
I am going to give you the information at the end of the class, okay?
Okay. And next Friday we have the written exam.
Yes, because you have classes Mondays and Wednesdays, right? Yes.
Okay.
Mondays and Fridays, yes. Here you have the course plan. Am I sharing screen, Diego?
Yes.
What?
Oh yeah, okay,
Yes.
so you can see my screen, right?
I can watch your screen. Yes.
Okay, so here you have the end of the semester, right? Okay, so let's move because we have to learn how to say stories and anecdotes. So first of all, I need to check homework, please, and the rest of the students. Where are your cameras? Matias, Rodrigo, Fernanda. Please, I need your cameras. Thank you, Fernanda. Okay, so here we go. Past continuous. Question number 1. Complete the sentences with the past continuous form of the verbs in brackets. What were you doing on 11th September? Yes, Fernanda? Fernanda Torres, what were you doing on September 11th when the Twin Towers were attacked by terrorists in New York?
I didn't do something.
How old were you? First question.
No?
No, in September 11th, 2001, when the Twin Towers attacked the New York buildings, World Trade Center.
I was 3 months.
Okay, so you were probably sleeping. You were probably drinking milk with your mother. No, I was working that day, and I was working with a lot of gringos at the Norteamericano Institute, and it was really, really shocking. The television was on, and we couldn't believe what was going on. So after I finished my class, I went home and I called my cousin that lived in Manhattan those days, and she told me that they had to run away, that it was very scary. And after that, she decided to move from Manhattan, and now she lives in the suburbs in New York. So it was really a terrible, terrible day. I saw one of the attacks live. on television. It was really, really shocking. Anyway, Fernanda, let's continue with the other sentences. Number 2, please.
My wife and I first met when we were working for the BBC.
Yes, very good. Continue.
They were surprised to see you because they weren't expecting you. When I looked out of the window, I saw it was raining.
It was raining, yes. Number 5.
Was the train waiting when you got to the station?
Yes, this is a question, so you invert and you say, was the train waiting?
While he was traveling around Asia, Mr. Lee made some important contacts.
Yes. Okay, here we have last month, 21 US cities had no electricity. New York stopped here. 3 employees from our New York office tell their stories. Yes, of that moment. First of all, we have Annie Sanders, Human Resources Manager. I am going to say this one. I was coming back to the office by cab when it happened in about 5 minutes. The streets were full of people and we couldn't move. My only real problem was how to pay the cab driver. I couldn't get any money because the cash machines were not working. Yes? So they had, this electricity problem in New York. And here we have Ken Lowe, Diego Pino. Ken Lowe is the vice president of this company. Can you please?
Yes. Okay, miss. Wait, okay. I were coming down in the elevator. I was okay. I was going down in the elevator when the power went off. I was there in the dark for maybe 2 hours. Then, while I was thinking of what to do, I heard someone calling to me. It was a firefighter, and he got me out.
Yes, very good. I was going down in the elevator while I was thinking. And finally, we have Uma Jensen, the Senior Account Executive, Jackie Landers, and I. Can you please, Diego and Fernanda, what is the answer here?
Was having?
We're having.
Where? Because it's we, Jackie Landers and I. We were having a meeting with my new client at the time. Of course, we had to stop, but it was okay because the meeting
Wasn't going.
Yes, wasn't going very well. Yes, that's right. Okay, when and while, complete the sentences with the past simple or past continuous. Yes? Matias, are you there?
Yes, it's me.
Okay, how are you, Matias?
Fine. And you, miss?
I am fine, thank you.
Yay.
Okay, so what do we have here? Gunnar hurt his back while he was carrying a heavy box. Yes?
Okay. When Janie was walking down the stairs, she fell.
She fell.
Vlad got an electric shock while he was fixing the lights. Olga cut her hand while she was mending the broken window.
Yes, mending is fixing, is repairing, while she was fixing or mending the broken window.
Len broke his arm when he was cleaning the machine.
When he was cleaning.
Ray was making coffee when he burned his hand.
Yes, when he burnt. Repeat after me. Burned his hand. Very good. Okay. Write something that happened to you when you were doing these things. For example, I was attending a conference in Beirut last year and I met an old friend of mine. When I was having a meeting last Monday, a colleague asked a very difficult question. You know, something to create. While I was looking for a job, or when I was looking for a job, what can you say, Diego, here?
It started a pandemic.
Oh, good. When I was looking for a job, a pandemic started. Or a pandemic was declared, you can say. Do you understand that, Diego?
Yes, miss. Yes.
Okay, I am going to write in the chat. It's not a pandemic, it's a pandemic. Pandemic was declared, yes? Or you can say a pandemic started. I wrote in the chat, it's pandemic, no pandemia. Yes?
Means you write it to me.
Oh, I wrote to you. Why did I write? Oh, because you wrote a message to me.
Yes.
You know, this Zoom has a problem because when someone writes to me, I answer immediately, you know, to that person. And I want to answer to all the students. So here we go. Yes, Diego, can you read please? A pandemic?
A pandemic was declared.
Was declared.
Okay. A pandemic started.
Yes, that's right. Okay, you were having a holiday abroad. Abroad is in another country, not in Chile. In Brazil, in Mexico, in Spain. So what do you have, Fernanda?
A pandemic was declared.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Where were you?
In New York last February.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh, what? That was scary, right?
Yes. I came back to Chile March 3rd.
March 3rd. Uh-huh.
Yes.
And tell me, how was the weather in New York?
Oh, it was so cold.
Yes.
I don't like New York because it was cold.
Yes, you should go in a different time. I mean, in a different season. I was in New York 2017 in February, and the days were beautiful.
Oh.
Really, it was sunny. In fact, I have a picture here, you know, in my here. Can you see this picture? This picture is in New York, February 2017, 3 years ago. And I was here, I took a picture, you know, from a place from the Highlands. And look at me, I was wearing a t-shirt. I was very lucky. I was very lucky this time. But it's not normally like that. It's really, really freezing. But, oh my gosh, that must have been very scary, you know? Okay, you were going home from work. Diego, can you create a sentence?
Me?
Yes.
Okay. I was going to home from work when my friend called me.
Yes.
For go to the party. I know.
To go to a
To go.
party.
Okay.
To go. Remember, Diego, para ir is to
Para
go,
two. Okay.
not for. You can say to go or you can say for going because for is a preposition. So a friend called me for going to a party. A friend called me for asking me some questions. Or to ask or to invite, but not for invite. Yes? Okay, let's finish this homework today. We are going to work with the handouts, guys. Do you have your handouts somewhere? It's better if you have them, you know, printed. Yes, the handouts. Okay, and we are going to do an exercise here about Toronto. Yes, Toronto, this beautiful city in Canada. This beautiful city in Canada. I am going to enlarge the page a little bit. So here we have an evening out. This is a picture of Toronto. Here it says Toronto with big letters, and here you have a river and buildings. So this person is talking about last night. What were they doing? Yes, there was a band of music, and it was a beautiful day, and there was a special celebration here. Yes, Joaquin Toro.
Yes, miss, I'm here.
Joaquin, can you please read this information about Toronto?
Yes, sure. Last night, I went to Nathan Phillips Square at City Hall in Toronto. It was a beautiful summer evening, and it was warm and sunny. A lot of people were there because of the Pan Am Games celebrations. I stood and watched the crowd. Many people were sitting by the water, and some people were talking with friends or family. A lot of people were taking pictures. A band was playing music on the stage. People were standing, by the stage, and they were listening to the music. Others were watching the performance on large video screens. Everyone was enjoying the summer evening.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Okay, everyone was enjoying the summer evening. So first of all, he went, the day was sunny. He stood and watched. Many people were sitting, were talking, were taking pictures. A band was playing, people were standing, they were listening to music, and others were watching the performance, right? So, according to this information, let's see if you were paying attention. People were standing in front of the stage, correct or incorrect? Rodrigo.
It's right.
No, it's wrong because people were standing by the stage, next to the stage, not in front of the stage.
Okay, sorry.
Number 2, Rodrigo, is this grammatically correct?
Let's see. I was watching the crowd.
Excellent. I was, no I were, right. Felipe Rostica, number 3, correct or wrong? Everyone was celebrating the Pan Am Games.
Sería incorrect.
It's correct.
Correct.
Yeah, people were sitting by the water, they were talking with friends, they were taking pictures, there was a band, people were listening to music. So everyone was celebrating is correct.
Correct.
In this picture. Yes? Okay. You said in Spanish, Felipe, sería. How do you say in English, sería?
English?
How do you say in English, sería?
Oh, I don't know.
Could be.
I wrote the answer
That
in the
would be.
chat. I wrote the answer in the chat. That would be.
That would be.
That would be correct. Or you can use the contractions. That'd be. That'd be good. Okay?
That'd be.
So this is how you say sería correcto. That'd be good. That'd be correct. Okay? Did you see the chat? Gonzalo, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, so what is the pronunciation of this? That'd be?
Can you repeat? I was looking the handout reading.
Look at the chat. Look at the chat. I am writing in the chat, and the pronunciation is that'd be good. That'd
be.
No, I'm sorry, I missed that T. That'd be correct. Yes, because Felipe said in Spanish sería. Sería because he wanted to say sería correcto, but you are not supposed to say sería. You have to say that'd be correct. Yes? Gonzalo, number 5.
Wrong? Some people were watching the event?
Yes, there is a grammar mistake here, Gonzalo. Some people were. Yes, because remember that in English, people is plural. People are, people go, people have. Yes, and you say people were. It's plural, right? People were, no people was. It's always plural, okay? Did you see the chat? So today we're going to learn how to tell a story, a personal anecdote. Yes, and this is going to be your final exam. Yes, your final oral presentation, by the way. You will have to tell me an anecdote, real or fake, I don't care, but you have to create an anecdote today. Not today, next class. So first of all, guys, I am going, okay, here. Guys, where are your cameras? Alexandra, Rodrigo. For the next final written exam, I will be checking your final written exam simultaneously with you. So all the cameras must be on. I am going to see, what you're answering. And if you are the ones that are answering the test. So for the final written exam, I need all the cameras on. Yes, because I have to supervise the test. Hello, Gonzalo. Please, you can put on a cap or whatever, I don't care, but I need to see your mouth to help you pronounce and to interact all together. I am teaching human beings, not robots.
Miss, for the oral presentation on Monday, can I send you the video early in the morning? Because
you're going to, because I receive hundreds, so I really get confused, and I need to have all of your videos together. But let's talk about that later, okay? We have to finish with the content, okay? Okay, so anecdotes. Yes, we are going to talk about embarrassment Every week we ask you a different question. It says here, what people in London say, what's your most embarrassing moment? Embarrassing, yes. What is a synonym of embarrassing? Shameful. I am writing in to Joaquin Toroli. Okay, yes, shameful. I wrote to everybody. That's embarrassing. It's when you do something that you feel, you know, oh, what a shame, you know. Oh, and then your cheeks get red because you feel like you did something stupid. So that's embarrassing, yes. So here we have an embarrassing moment. Okay, I am going to do this again because
Walking down the street one day trying to impress this girl, showing off a bit as you do, you know, and then smack bang walked straight into a lamppost. Fell over from the shock. Wasn't good.
What's always really quite embarrassing is when you think somebody's waving to you, so you wave back at them, but they're not, they're waving to somebody behind you. That's always quite embarrassing as you try and brush your hair instead to pretend you weren't doing it.
I remember being at school and calling a teacher I really, really hated mum. I had no idea why I called her mum. I think it was just a slip of the tongue.
Okay, so we're going to watch this again and I'm going to explain.
Walking down the street one day trying to impress this girl.
Okay, so this person was walking, yes, down the street, and he was trying to impress a girl.
Showing off a bit as you do.
Showing off, yes, show off is lucirse, jactarse. Did you know that verb? Show off. I don't like to show off, but many people like to show off. They say, oh, I have a new car. Oh, I have, you know, this beautiful sweater that cost a lot of money, you know. So stupid. But that is show off. You
know, and then smack bang walked straight into it.
And what happened? He crashed into a lamppost. That is, you know, really common. I have seen some videos in internet that people are reading and chatting on their cellular phones, and then in one moment they are having a great time in the cell phone and then they fall, or then they walk straight into. To walk straight into is to crash, yes, with a lamppost. So that was very embarrassing.
Lamppost. Fell over from the shock. Wasn't good.
What's always really quite embarrassing is when you think somebody's waving to you.
Okay, when you think somebody's waving.
When you think
somebody's waving. Hi, Felipe. Yes, Fernanda. And then you wave back. So, oh, hi, Fernanda. No, that was not Fernanda. So then you show that you're brushing your hair, you know? Like
waving
this.
to you, so you wave back at them, but they're not, they're waving to somebody behind you. That's always quite embarrassing as you try
and it says, as you try and brush your hair, so, oh, hi, Fernanda, and that was not Fernanda. Oh. So you do something like that. That's embarrassing.
Brush your hair instead to pretend you weren't doing it.
I remember being at school and calling a teacher I really, really hated mum.
Have you ever been in this situation that you call a teacher mom? Or in high school, for example? Yes. I don't know why, but it happens. Sometimes probably you associate your teacher with your mother. So instead of saying Miss Juanita, Miss Pepita, you say Mom.
I have no idea why I called her mum. I think it was just a slip of the tongue.
Yes, it was a slip of the tongue. It was like slip of the tongue. It's like desliz, you know, when you say something without thinking. Yes, this is tongue. I don't know in Spanish how to say a slip of the tongue, but it's like a desliz. Huh? What happens to me is that my son Benjamin has called me Miss. Instead of Mama, he says Miss to me. I say, I'm not your teacher, I am your mother. So that's funny. That's also very funny, you know, embarrassing moments. I have had many, many embarrassing moments. Do you remember one embarrassing moment that you have had in your lives, Gonzalo? A ridiculous, stupid thing of Fernanda, Felipe, Diego that happened to you?
I remember that one day I was riding a bike with a friend. We were going to the mall to buy some stuff for the school, and the bike, like the tire of the bike, popped up, and we fell off of the bike in Arturo Prat Avenue, the most important avenue in Iquique.
Oh.
We were riding the bike very fast, so we fell off, and the avenue was full of people, and we get like we fell off, and all the people were laughing
Laughing.
Because all the people was sitting watching a show, and we tried to pass at high speed because we were late for the school, so it was embarrassing.
Of course it was embarrassing. And yeah, I can understand, you know, in a small town like Iquique, everybody knows each other, so then they're gonna say, oh, you know, that Gonzalo fell off the bicycle the other day, you know, so everybody knew about that probably. You know, I had a friend, my best friend Omar, that he died 2 years ago. He had cancer, and he was from Salamanca, a very small town in the north of Chile. So I remember that one day he was riding his bicycle the opposite way. And then, you know, the police came, the carabineros came and gave him a ticket. You understand? He was, I mean, the way was, you know, this way, but he was riding this way in a bicycle, not in a car. And the policeman came and gave him a ticket, and he had to pay like 20,000 pesos because he was riding the opposite way. That was also very funny. You know, my friend Omar was very funny. Oh, and I have so many anecdotes with him. He died, you know, he had cancer. He died from one day to another. So enjoy your friends, guys. Okay, so, okay, where is this exercise that I want to show you? We are going to classify, where is it? Oh, I had everything ready last night. Ah, here, okay. This is what you will have to do in your next anecdote, okay? So, first of all, you have to say an introduction to the story, then background of the story, when this happened, where, Then you have to describe the story, the action, and finally you have to close and say goodbye, yes, wrapping up. So here we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 expressions, yes, that we will classify here to say an anecdote. Fernanda, can you please read all of these expressions?
This is a story about, I'm going to tell you about something unforgettable that happened to me. At the time I was living in the city at the time. What happened next was, later on, this made me realize something important. When I look back on the story now, I feel I'd like to talk about the time when suddenly, this took place a few years ago. After all this, I learned that.
Okay, so we're going to classify now, please, everybody. All the students, please, everybody, unmute. Yes? Unmute yourselves, please, and tell me. This is a story about introduction, background, action, or wrapping up?
Introduction.
Introduction. I am going to tell you about something unforgettable that happened to me.
Introduction.
Introduction. At that time, I was...
Background.
Background, excellent.
Yep.
I was living in the city at that time.
Action.
Are you sure? I think it's background too, because you are not telling the story itself. You understand?
Yes.
You are just giving information. Todavía no estás hablando de tu anécdota, sino que estás como tirando el background. I was living in the city at the time is the background. Okay, what happened next was?
Action.
Action, yes. Later on.
Action.
Action, yes. This made me realize something important. Remember, guys, that realize is not realizar. Realize es darse cuenta. Okay, Felipe? This made me realize something important. What
Action.
is this?
It's wrapping up.
Wrapping up.
Wrapping up is the end of the story. You finish the story and then you have a conclusion, right? When I look back on that story now, I feel...
Wrapping up.
Wrapping up. Yes, wrapping up. I'd like to talk about the time when I...
Introduction.
Introduction. Suddenly...
Action.
Action. It's when you are telling the story, yes. This anecdote took place a few years ago.
Action. Introduction.
This took place a few years ago. Alexandra, what do you think? Introduction, background, action, or wrapping up?
Background.
Excellent, background. Yes, because you are not telling the story. You're just saying that when this anecdote took place, when this anecdote took place. After all this, I learned that, what is this?
Wrapping up.
Wrapping up, yes, is when you finish, yes? So this is what you have to do in your anecdote. And we are going here. Here we are going to, let me do this thing. Okay, here. Okay, here, all of these links are in your course plans, okay? So how to tell your story? First of all, your story should be quite short. Try to keep it grammatically simple as well, as it is easy to follow. Make it easy for the listener to understand by using sequencing words and linking words. Okay, so make it easy for the listener to understand, guys. The objective here is not that you show off. What is to show off? Remember that you just learned that expression? The guy that was walking and he was trying to show off and impress a girl. What is to show off?
Lucirse.
Lucirse. You're not supposed to show off, you know. What your objective is to make all your classmates understand your story. Yes? So make it easy for the listener to understand. These words show the chronological sequence of events. So you can say, first of all, secondly, previously, then, later, or later on, but before all that, and finally. Yes, so you have to use these words. Linking words, because, as a result, although, yes? You know, do you know this? Ask me please, if you don't know the vocabulary, please ask me, okay? For example, here you have...
Miss, what is the meaning of although? I always forget it.
Aunque.
And though?
Aunque. Although and though, but you can use them in a sentence, you know, differently. I'm going to give an example to you. For example...
Because I've seen though in the middle of the sentence.
It's normally at the end. Although, comma...
Yes, at the end, sorry.
Okay, I'm gonna write an example in the chat. Although I feel sick, I want to go to work. Yes? Normally you use although at the beginning of the sentence. Yes? And look at this. I feel sick. I want to go to work. Though. So though is normally at the end, but it's the same thing. Although and though is aunque. Although normally you use it at the beginning of the sentence or in the middle, but though is used at the end. Okay? Diego, do you understand, Diego?
Yes, miss.
Yes, yes, it's aunque, though and although, yes? Then you have here, I made sure I had an up-to-date passport, and, yes, this is and is the linking word. Here the linking word is although, and in short, I have made a complete mess of the holiday. In short, what is in short? In short is en resumen, yes? En pocas palabras. That's in short. Okay, so you can use linking words. You use, of course, sequencing words and past continuous. Yes, past continuous. Also, you can use past perfect. Yes, but past perfect is something that we haven't learned yet, and we will learn next semester. Next semester, we're going to use past perfect. So now, please, only simple past and past continuous, okay? When you want to tell a story about someone else has spoken. I didn't do this, I'm sorry. Yeah. Okay, guys. In your case, in the case of your oral presentation, you are not going to answer after anybody else. But when you are having a conversation with someone, for example, when Gonzalo said that he had this bicycle incident in Iquique, I could have said, oh, Gonzalo, that reminds me of my friend Omar that lived in Salamanca, and he got a ticket because he was riding his bicycle the opposite way. Yes? So you can say, that reminds me. Funny you should say that. Did I ever tell you about? Hearing your story reminds me when something similar happened to me. Yes? Estas expresiones se usan cuando ustedes están conversando con otra persona y ustedes se acuerdan de una anécdota, pero no los van a usar en la presentación oral next class, okay? So you can use these expressions when you are having a conversation. Diego, can you read these expressions, please?
Obviously, that reminds me. Funny you should say that. Did I ever tell you about?
Yeah, pero ponle el tono, así como que estáis conversando con otra persona. Entonces, oh, funny you should say that. Did I ever tell you about, you know? Diego.
Okay, funny you should say that. Did I ever tell you about? Something? Okay. Oh, okay. So. Hearing your story remind me of when something similar happened to me.
Happened.
Okay, happened.
Something similar happened to me, yes. Okay, so here you have, when you want to tell a story about someone else has spoken, when you want to tell a story after someone else has spoken, you can say what? What expression?
Second?
Yes, very good. The first thing to go wrong was what is here, you know, the sequencing word that you can use?
You can use and the first thing.
No, not and. Then and well. Well. The first thing to go wrong was well. Is a good way to start your story.
To start.
Number 3, something else happened. Then something else happened. After something else happened. So something else happened.
Yes.
Ah?
Then.
Yes, then. And I think after is also possible. Then something else happened or after.
But means if it would be after, it should say after that something else happened.
No, but if you say after, no, yes, you're right. But if you say after, comma, something else happened.
Ah.
It's also possible.
Okay.
Number 4, after that, I realized that. Thirdly, I realized that, or then again, I realized that. What do you think it's number 4?
After that?
After that, yes. I understood why he. In the future, I understood. Sooner, I understood. Or later, I understood why he.
Later?
Yes, because it's past tense. Later, I understood why. Okay, guys, so I would like to show you, to finish today, a real test, yes? Because in some English international tests, the students have to say an anecdote, yes? So when you answer this test, you have to take time to think about the question and the story. Use past simple, past continuous, and past perfect, not you. You only will use past and past continuous. Use adjectives and adverbs to make the story interesting, yes? You have to call the attention of the audience and find for synonyms and vocabulary. Give your story an introduction, of course. Introduction, background, action, and wrapping up. Give the stories the background. Say what happened step by step. Keep the action moving. Finish your story or anecdote by saying why it is important to you or why you remember it. And when you tell the story, of course, you have to look at the listeners, yes? Because you're not gonna be telling a story like this, you know? Imagine Gonzalo telling me, oh yes, I fell off a bicycle in Iquique. It's ridiculous, right? And don't take too long telling the story because it's boring. You don't have to use a flat, boring voice. You have to change, you know, your tones of voice. And you don't look down or look, you know, around the room. You have to look at the listeners. In the case of you, you're going to record a video to me, so you have to look at the camera and look at me, okay? So here you have some options. Tell me about a holiday you had, a difficult journey, a perfect day, a special event, a birthday, a time when you lost something, a time when you gave someone a surprise. These are some examples, okay? So let's see, this is similar to what you will do for the next evaluation.
Okay, Kelvin, so I'd like you to tell us a short personal story. Okay. Here are the topics. Please take one.
Okay. Tell me about the great surprise you had. Okay.
Okay, so you've got about 30 seconds to prepare what you're going to say. Okay, Kelvin, you can start when you're ready.
Okay, so this is a story about my birthday. Yeah, and half years ago, yeah. That day was the interclass football competition as well as my birthday, yeah. And I was selected to play in the match. Yeah. So our class need to encounter another very strong opponent. So yeah, and everyone felt very excited about this and almost seemed to forgot about my birthday. So I was not very happy about this. I tried my best in the match, but we still lost. So I was very disappointed because of two reasons. One is because we lost the match, and another because everyone seemed to forget about my birthday. But suddenly my friends took out many creams after the match, and they sprayed all the cream on me. So my face and my hair are full of creams, and they said, "Happy birthday," yeah. And I was very surprised and glad at that time. So, yes.
Wow, yeah, what a great surprise.
Did you understand the story? What did his friends forget?
His birthday?
Yes, but did they really forget his birthday?
No.
No, because after the
match,
what did they do?
Surprise.
After the match, what happened?
They said happy birthday.
Yes, and they put some cream on him.
Okay. Did you have any idea that your friends were planning a surprise like that for you?
Actually, no, because they haven't mentioned anything about my birthday before the match. So I haven't expected they will do this. Yeah.
Wow, okay. Great story, Kelvin. Thanks.
Okay.
Okay, Melissa. So now I'd like you to tell us a short personal story or anecdote. And here are the topics. Can you take one?
Okay.
What have you got?
Tell me about a time you surprised someone.
Okay, great.
Okay.
So you've got 30 seconds now to prepare what you're going to say.
Okay.
Okay, so you can start when you're ready.
It's my best friend's birthday, and I've decided to give her a surprise since we have been good friends since Form 3. And I have made a very huge birthday card about this size. And I put it outside a shop in Central, and I hid in somewhere that she couldn't find me. She felt very nervous about that, and she called me and we chat in the phone. Afterwards, she found the card and I appeared in front of her and I bring her to a restaurant, and I didn't tell her because actually I'm holding a party for her with a...
Did you notice? Okay, pay attention here and find a grammatical error.
about that, and she called me and we chat in the phone. Afterwards, she found the card and I appeared in front of her and I bring her to a restaurant and
restaurant, attention.
And I didn't tell her because actually I'm holding a party for her with about 13 of my friends.
What did she say? I am?
Holding a party. But
I
it should
am.
be I was.
Yes, she's
Holding a
speaking
party.
in present tense. I am holding a party. And the sentence, the correct sentence is I was giving her a party. I was holding her a party, right? So you have to pay attention on that, okay? Well, guys, that's it. Yes, you can continue watching this video if you want. But next class, the oral presentation is going to be as always. Yes, it's going to be a video in which you have to tell me an anecdote, real or fake. I am going to send the instructions to you. Yes, no reading, standing up, prepare an anecdote with new more beautiful words, you know, more advanced words, and send it to me next class, okay? After that, you have the final written exam, which is going to be Socrative again, online, but this time I am going to supervise your work, so I need everybody with the cameras on, okay? What you have to study is only the grammar for the final written exam. It's pure grammar from the handouts and from your homework. Yes, from handouts and from your homework, and of course from the links, you know, that we use in classes, because grammar is implicit there, okay? So I'm going to send the instructions for this final oral presentation. Yes, so start thinking about a story, an anecdote, and use the steps and my suggestions, okay? First, introduction, background, action, and wrapping up. Change the tone of your voices, make it interesting, you know, and only 1 minute and a half, I think. Oh, how many minutes is it supposed to be? Where do I have the instructions for this? Okay, I'm going to, okay, where do I have the instruction for this? USM, okay, class 322, instructions, oral test videos. I am going to share this with you. What, because I don't remember the time that you have to speak. Is it 2 minutes or 1.5 minutes? Guys, how much time do you usually speak in oral tests? Do you remember or not?
2 minutes.
It's 2 minutes. Okay. So Rodrigo, here we have here. Yes, record a video 2 minutes, send it to you during the class schedule. The video must be standing up, not sitting down. Reading is not allowed. Introduce yourself and greet. Follow the task, please. Talk about an anecdote you had in the past, real or fake, I don't care. Include as many details as possible. When did this happen? Where did this happen? Who was involved? What were you doing when this occurred? How did you and other people feel? And was there any consequence of this event? Use past continuous and simple past amply. And that's it, okay? So you have to send it to me next class. And then we are going to see each other for the final written exam. I am going to supervise your test simultaneously. Okay? Questions, comments?
So after next week, we're not going to have any more classes?
No, you are on vacations.
At least for English.
August, you finish on, you will come back to the university on August the 31st, Monday. Did you know that?
To start the second semester.
The second
yes.
semester, yes.
Okay.
Gonzalo.
Miss, can I send you the video early in the morning or later on? Because the people of LATAM moved me to a flight at 10 p.m. No, yes, at 10 p.m.
Where are you? Where are you? Why are you traveling? Why are you talking about LATAM?
Because I'm going to go to Santiago for the next week. I'm going to left my apartment there. So
are you still paying for your apartment there?
Yes, the half of the rent, but we will left the apartment.
You will leave the apartment. Yeah, of course. If you're not using, you don't have to pay. Okay, yes, of course, you cannot send the video on air, yes, during the flight. So, okay, send it to me before or after. Any other questions? Felipe, Joaquin, Rodrigo, Matias, no?
No, means everything is clear.
Okay, thank you. Well, all teachers need to have all the evaluations ready on August, the second week of August. So you cannot continue in classes so much. They have to start giving you the evaluations. Rodrigo.
I have a test on August 13.
The teacher will have 2 days to upload the grades.
Yes.
Because the instructions are that teachers need to have all the evaluations August 15th up, because then the university is going to be closed for 2 weeks. Yeah. So you finish next week, but I need time for checking the oral tests. So I need like 3, 5, 6, 7 days, a week to finish, the only class. So I need time to correct the videos and give feedback, okay? Okay, guys, good luck and see you for your final written exam, okay?
Bye, Miss. Have a nice weekend.
Bye.
Thank you, Rodrigo. You too. Have a nice weekend. Bye-bye.
Bye.
See you.
See you. Bye-bye.